Hello, and welcome back to more Unsettling Elder Scrolls lore. Today, I have two short journals for you, Agnar's journal and the journal of Lord Lovidicus. One is about a vampire, and the other is about somebody who ran into a very dangerous beast. Anyways, sit back, relax, and enjoy. When I took the role of Chieftain of Thirsk, when I accepted the beautiful Svenja Snowsong as my advisor, and then my bride, I never imagined how quickly my life would change. I went to the Isle of Solstheim for some much-needed rest, and found it in the mead-soaked halls of Thirsk. But when I met Svenja, my sweet Svenja, I became entangled in an epic story, the likes of which I had only read about in fables and children's tales. Svenja told me of the fateful night when a hideous creature, known as the Udafrikt, attacked the mead hall, killing rampantly, leaving her the only survivor. The creature was slain by a champion, and Thirsk had its new chieftain. But it wasn't long before they moved on to some new challenge, some new adventure, and that's where I entered the tale. Svenja Snowsong, with her ice-blue eyes and flaxen hair, gained my love. Soon after, I became her husband, and the mead hall's new chieftain. In truth, I had never been happier, but Svenja, my dear wife, existed in quiet misery, constantly haunted by the memory of the Udafrikt and the damage it had wrought on the mead hall and the people she had loved. Night after night, my dear woke up screaming, her face etched in horror, and a single word assuring from her lips: Udafrikt. I feared for my wife's sanity and happiness, but it was she who found solution to her problem. As a warrior, she told me, she must confront her fear. She must defeat it. The Udafrikt was dead, yes, but where did it come from? Was it unique? Would more of the creatures come and wreak havoc once again? Would I, her loving husband, be killed? And so she corresponded with explorers and researchers all across Tamriel until she found the answer she had been looking for. The Udafrikt was in fact not unique, but the offspring of an ancient Udafrikt matron. In order to end the nightmares, in order to prevent any more destruction, we would need to hunt down and kill the Udafrikt matron, no matter where or how. By Ysmir, we've been searching and searching and searching some more, but it finally came, the lucky break we had been hoping for. The creature has been spotted by a shepherd in the remote highlands of Skyrim. We found its trail and tracked it for days, crossing the border into the Imperial Province. Here, in the frigid mountains, we met with a local hunter who tried to warn us away from the area, citing an old legend about a deadly creature known as the Horror of Dive Rock, a monster credited with slaying over a dozen people and just as much cattle. Could this creature be the very Udafrikt matron we seek? Perhaps. Unlike its child on Solstheim, the matron moves from location to location, and it's this mobility that has thus far prevented its killing or capture. We have made camp at Dive Rock, reportedly the highest natural observation point in all of Cyrodiil. From here, we can see for miles, so we'll keep watch. Night and day, we're close. So very close. Svenja and I can feel it in our very bones. Indeed, Svenja has always been particularly in tune with such things, and is convinced the Udafrikt matron is close. Svenja has grown tired of my constant writing, but this journal will serve as a record of our travels and defeat against the Udafrikt. She's staring at me angrily, impatiently right now as I write, but this entry is too important. Finally, on this third day of watching, we spotted it. The Udafrikt matron. It is unlike anything we have ever lain eyes on. A giant troll-like beast that seems to waver and shimmer in the cold, like a feral form of winter itself. We're off now to trudge down the mountain, weapons in hand, and give the Horror of Dive Rock its due. Failure and horror! We engaged the monster with all the force we could muster, but it was travesty beyond comprehension. Svenja, my beautiful Svenja, my dear wife, was killed instantly, consumed by the beast nearly whole. And though it shames me now to write these words, I could think of nothing more at the time than escape. I took flight, returning here to our camp on Dive Rock to collect my thoughts and nerve. I haven't much time. After this quick entry, I will march out and meet the Udafrikt matron once more. It is sure to track me back to this campsite anyway, so our confrontation is inevitable. Can I even hope to defeat this monstrosity? One thing is certain, Svenja and I came hastily, unprepared. My steel axe, useless. My dear wife's frostworm bow, completely ineffective, and swallowed whole, still in Svenja's hand. The beast appears to be a creature of the cold, and it is likely nearly completely resistant to it. I would attack it with fire if I had any on hand, but there is no time. No time to travel to a mage's guild and procure an enchanted blade, or hire the services of a sorcerer. My steel axe will have to do. And so I return to battle now, and hope beyond hope that I may slay that wretched monster that has brought so much grief to so many people. And if not, I take comfort knowing I will soon rejoin my beautiful bride in the gilded halls of Sovngarde. If someone is reading this hastily written journal, I am likely dead, and pray to Agnar the Unwavering, Chieftain of Thirsk. Beauty, pure and sublime. That is the only way to accurately describe my love. The maiden, Gro Malog, true. The orcs of Tamriel are often vilified by other citizens of the Empire, and rarely would they be considered a pleasure to look upon. So, is my maiden Luktov a rare breed of orc, unlike the rest of her kin in a physical appearance? Nay, in fact, she is perfect representative of her race. Green skin, muscular frame and all. But beautiful she is, all the same, for who I am to judge? For who am I to judge? Who am I to criticize when so many would condemn my very existence? I can only hope my love is as understanding when she learns of my unique condition, for I have yet to reveal that most precious of secrets. Damn the politics of my station, taxation and trade negotiations and meetings with disingenuous aristocrats. It is sometimes enough to make me regret my birthright altogether. I have spent the latter half of my life hiding my identity, guarding my secret, but now I am forced with an even greater challenge, for if word were to get out that I have fallen in love with a servant, and an orc no less, I would be all but ruined. Such is the life of Cyrodiilic noblemen. Curse me for a coward. But I have not yet found the strength to tell my beloved Luktov the truth. Perhaps it's for the best, for what benefit is there in her knowing? She would share all of my fears, but none of my abilities. Her life would become one doubt of uncertainty. Still, if she is to spend her remaining mortal days with me, she has the right to know the truth. Joy and exaltation! She is with child. My beloved Luktov is carrying my child. The midwives predict a boy, and we have already settled on the name Agranak. In truth, I never realized such miracles were even possible, but the divines have granted us their blessing, and so shall it be. I must wonder, of course, if my dear child will share in my dark gift. Only time will tell. Tonight the truth will be revealed. I will tell my beloved Luktov everything. She will know who and what I am, and we will decide how best to raise the precious child that grows in her womb. Betrayal! Foul and loathsome harlot! How dare Luktov question my motives, question the love I have for my own unborn child? When she learned the truth, that I, the Lord Lovidicus, am no longer human, that I have walked Tamriel as a vampire for the past 200 years, how quickly she judged me. So I am a monster, am I? Perhaps I should have proven her right. Perhaps I should have drained her dry when I had the chance. But I loved her, as deeply as a man can ever love a woman. I wanted nothing more than to bring our baby into this world and embrace my new role as father. Perhaps when Luktov has come to her senses, for she refuses to come out of her room, we can have a rational discourse about our future. I do not, however, retain much hope. Imprisoned in my own home while I slept. Luktov locked me in my own private chambers. She called to me through the door and told me of her plan to escape with our unborn child. She means to keep my baby from me. When I get free, I will find the traitorous whore and rip the child from her very womb. 2 weeks. 2 weeks have passed since Luktov locked me in my quarters. Try as I might, I cannot free myself. I cannot breach the doors. If I don't feed soon, I feel I will go mad. Food, blood, blood, blood. I need it. I need blood. I need blood. I'm not gonna lie, in Agnar's journal, I really like how they acknowledge that you in Morrowind became the leader of Thirsk, but, you know, you went off, you left Solstheim, obviously, and did some other things, so they got a new chieftain, which you don't see about because, you know, probably comes after you end the game. I do really appreciate that and how it builds up from Morrowind to Oblivion. I think it's a very nice story, the way it just combines all together. Lord Lovidicus is just a Reddit nice guy. If you don't know what that is, go to Reddit and go r/niceguys, and you'll understand why I say that. he gets rejected, and he starts bashing on the love of his life, supposedly. Anyways, I really like these two journals. Lord Lovidicus' journal is one of my favorite journals in the entire series. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. But I will see you in the next video. See ya.